Hello everyone, good evening. This is Neelam Patel, and today we are going to talk about a DevSecOps pipeline project. So let's get started. So, as you can see on my screen, this is the project that we are going to conduct today. So, we have our code hosted on the GitHub, and I have a repository on which I am hosting a Node.js and Express.js application. And proceeding further with committing our code, we'll dockerize our application, basically containerize it, and push our image on the Amazon AWS ECR. Okay, so we are going to use Amazon ECR repository hosting platform from AWS. Okay, and then further we are going to use Amazon App Runner for deploying our application without having a need of a domain. Okay, the domain URL will be provided by the Amazon AWS. Okay, so this is the thing. And here the SecOps principle, that means the security scanning principle that we are going to implement here, will be using the SemGrep. And the scanning will be done, static code analysis will be done using the npm audit. These are the basically the steps that we are going to add in our GitHub Actions workflow. This is the secret scanning that is going to happen through the Git leaks. Okay, so these stages we are going to add in the GitHub Actions workflow. Then we'll containerize our application, push it on the Docker registry, uh, AWS ECR, and deploy it on the AWS App Runner. So this was the high level overview of the project that we are going to conduct today. Okay, so let's get started now. Firstly, I'll walk you through the code base that I have. So this is my repository, and this is the application that I'm hosting, um, on Node.js and Express.js backends. Um, this is the index file of my application. Okay, so basically what are the on the front page of the application index page, what cards should be displayed and how they should be styled will be decided using the styles.css sheet. Okay, here, uh, this is the styles, colorings, and the if special effects that we are going to give to our website. Okay, this is the git ignore file. In the git ignore file, we are not committing the secrets and variables and some node modules which we don't want to expose it to the entire world, so we will put them in the git ignore. So basically that's the function of the git ignore file. We can hide our few files, and then we are not committing it on the GitHub code. Okay, and this is the app.js in which the running server configurations are hosted here. Okay, so our app will be serving on this. We are using port 3000, as we can see in the docker file. Okay, so basically how to containerize our application. So what are the steps that we follow while containerizing our application? So what we do is, firstly we'll take a base image. Mostly this is a node.js application, so we are taking node 20 alpine as the base image, and we are going to set a working directory inside their container. So this is /usr /src /app is the working directory that we are going to set. And then we are going to copy all the packages and the dependencies that we need into this particular app directory. Okay, so this is the package log.json, in which all the versions, the integrities, the licenses, and the dependencies are hosted. And this is the package.json. Okay, exact versions that the files and the modules need are all written over here. Okay, so we are going to copy all those packages in the app directory of the container, the image that will build. Okay, then we'll run the npm ci only on production. Okay, and then we'll copy the entire source code in the current directory. Copy dot dot is the copying of all these dependencies and files in the current working directory. Then we are going to expose our application on port 3000. Okay, so, and then we'll run it. These are the commands for running the application. Starting, basically the start of an application will happen with this. So this is going to completely containerize our application, and we can ship this container anywhere on the any in any cloud basically. So today we are going to use AWS App Runner service for running this container. Okay, so this is the development part of it which I just explained to you. Now, the once the application is developed, we have DevOps engineers who will write down the workflow for shipping this application onto the hosting platforms like Kubernetes or instances or Beanstalk or anything else. So today we are going to see how the workflow is using DevSecOps principles. So that is our main objective of this video. So I'll walk you through this DevOps GitHub Actions workflow. So firstly, we'll name our workflow as app. Then on which branches we have to watch out for the pushes. So this is the main branch that I have configured today for this application. On main branch, if some event happens, like in the app directory, this is the app directory. Okay, here if you change anything and if you push that on your main branch, then this is going to get triggered. That is what is the meaning of these settings. Okay, you can configure some other branches as well, but for now this is the main branch that I have done. Then we have two jobs in this GitHub Actions workflow for now. So first job is going to do the CI/CD security testing. Okay, in this we are using the latest Ubuntu runner, which is provided by the GitHub. We are not configuring any self-hosted runner. So we are using the Ubuntu latest runner. Uh, there are various ready-made actions available in the GitHub Actions marketplace. So we are using checkout action for checking out the code. Okay, and setting up the node. There is also one action available in the marketplace for setting the node module. So we are going to set our node version 20 for this application. Okay, and then we are going to install the dependencies in the .app/app directory. Okay, using npm install. So all this is going to happen on the Ubuntu runner. Okay, then semgrep is going to get installed. Semgrep is going to get installed using pip, and then there is a static code analysis that is happening using the npm audit. Okay, then we have to install the git leaks. Git leaks is used for identifying if there are any secrets or environment variables that we are committing to our GitHub. Okay, that is going to identify our for our code scannings. So this is going to take care of the security part, this first job. Okay, now we come on to the next job, which is this is the next job which will check out, build the image, docker image, and push it on the ECR. Okay, tag the image, build it, and push it. Okay, so this is entire continuous integration that is going to happen in these two jobs. So here it needs the AWS credentials, like the ones that we have just configured here. AWS access key, secret access key, and the AWS region. I will show you where we have configured that. We can configure that in the settings. Okay, once you go to the settings of the repository, you can go to secrets and variables and actions, and there you can one by one you can add these variables. So the AWS secret key and secret access key are the ones that you get by default once you create an IAM user. So here I have created my IAM user, and the security credentials are already downloaded by me, and I have assigned them in the GitHub. So I'll show you the process how you can do that. So from here, once you go to the IAM user and you go to secret credentials, you go to the user, that user, and then security credentials. From there, you can create basically the secret access keys. Okay, so you get it, and you have there can be minimum of two. Okay, so once you have to create the third one, you have to delete the first or second one, and then you can create a new key pair, access key, secret access key, and the CSV file will be downloaded. So from there you can take these two variables and put it in your secrets here. Okay, and region, by default I have configured US East or North Virginia. It depends on your preference which one you want to configure. Okay, so you can configure any particular region. So these three are the things which I have configured. Now, the other prerequisite is we have to create a ECR repository. So first, let me walk you through this, the complete second job of the workflow file. Okay. So the second job is this is the ECR registry that we are going to create. Okay. It will log into this. We'll name this as secure CI/CD. Okay. And then tag the image as latest. Run the Docker, build the Docker image, push it on this, and we'll just echo at the output what is the tag that is there in the uh, image that is pushed. Okay, so and one more step we have added is verification of if our image is running or not. So we just added one temporary container here, and started the container and pulled that run that docker image on this port 3000, because this is a container port and the host port. We have mapped that, and we are trying to run it on the container and see the, and we're going to call it through the localhost, because let's see if it is running or not. So this will verify and check if our application is running. Then the last step is to get the service url from the app runner. This is the main objective of using app runner, aws service. It is it's a highly scalable and available service, because we if we have a domain, we have to we don't have a domain, then we have to buy it from GoDaddy or some other hosting services, domain services, and you have to buy that domain and host your application on that. Instead of that, if you have to quickly see your application, you can use this and to get the service url from app runner. Okay, so this is how this is parameterized and variabilized, and fetched using the AWS App Runner. So that's all about this workflow. And now let's get on to create a repository in the ECR. Okay, so what we are going to name, we're going to name it as this. We'll keep it mutable, and the AES 256 encryption will be in place. Okay, and we have just created this repository. So right now we don't have any image in this repository as of now, because we have not um, built our docker image and pushed. Okay, so what we are going to do is, see, there are no images right now. Okay, nothing is displayed. So now we are going to change something in the main file, and let's see if uh, it gets triggered. Okay, so now these are all my previous commits and previous runs. Okay, let's get on to the VS code now. So this is my VS code. I have cloned my repository. Let me maximize it. I hope it is visible to you. So I have cloned this repository, and see, the entire code base is available to me here. This is the CI/CD file which is available. This is the application and the index file. Okay, index, git, ignore, whatever I explained you just now, it's everything is here. Package.json, package log.json, docker file, everything. Okay, now let's commit something. Now see, let's see which branch I am. Uh, okay, I'm on a feature branch. Okay, I'll go to, I'll switch to, okay, so I'm on a feature branch, and let me do some changes here. I'll go and change. Okay, I'll save this file. Okay, now let's check the git status. Okay, modified one file. Now you need to add that modified file, commit it. Okay, now you have committed. Now we'll push the code. Okay, now the code has been pushed. We'll create a pull request now, uh, for fetching our pushed code on the main branch. Let me create a new pull request. Okay, it is configuring our jobs and runners. So basically what we have changed is, we have changed these things in our uh, file. So now let's check. So first one is successful. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to create an app runner for this. Okay, so we don't have any tag available for now. So what we are going to see here is, let's create a pull request. Okay, from my feature branch to my main branch. Okay. I'll merge this pull request, and now as you can see, uh, we have merged our code in the main branch. So as per the workflow file, I'll show you in the next tab. See, on the main branch, if we commit something and change something in the app, as we change the index file, and it should pick up the changes. So it's running the first job now. Okay, and as you can see, uh, this is the CI/CD security scanning that it is doing using the SAST SAM grep, SCX static code analysis for NPM audit. Okay, and once the entire postcode checkout is done, it is going to the build stage, building the image of our application. So it will check out the code, uh, the then tag the image, push the image to the Amazon ECR, and then it will verify if our dockerized image is running or not. Okay, in this step, see, all the detail logs are being seen here. See the latest tag SHA 256. This is the digest, that size that it has given that to that image. Okay, then now what it's going to do is we have to get the app runner URL. So now it's going to get the app runner URL. First, we have to go and configure our app runner. See, the CI/CD is successful. CI is successful. Okay, CD is continuous deployment. So the second part we are now going to configure. So this is the second part. Here, see, app runner. Okay, you have to go to app runner, create an app runner service. Okay, configure the repository from which you have to fetch latest tag. Okay, we built our image using a latest tag, so add that. We'll set it as automatic so that it will pick up the changes that are done automatically. Even in future, if you do some changes to your application, it will take it automatically. So you have to create a app runner ECR access role. If you don't have it assigned to this user, you have to create it, but I already have this role of app runner ECR access role. It's just like a service role, service account principle, and the permissions that we give in the GCP. Okay, I hope you all are familiar with GCP as well. If not, then I'm going to create further videos on GCP. But for now, okay, in Amazon AWS, this is the role that we assign to the IAM user. Okay, this is my IAM user, and I have assigned this role so that I'll be able to access the ECR repository and fetch the latest image and deploy it on this app runner. Okay, so we'll just proceed now. We are exposing our application on port 3000, right? So we'll change the port number. So we'll put our service name as this, as we have put this in our workflow file. You remember here, this is the service name. Okay, so we are going to configure that port. Okay, and the other settings we are going to keep it as default. Further, we are going to create and deploy. This service takes a lot of time, uh, so around 5 to 10 minutes for the deployment, and after that, on this URL we'll be able to access our application. So right now it will not display anything, but after few minutes it is going to deploy. Okay, so here everything will be notified to us. See, creating pipeline for automatic deployment, successfully created pipeline for automatic deployments. Okay, so first the service create service is in progress, then deployment will be in progress. Once service is created, we will deploy it. It's just like a Kubernetes cluster, okay, but a much quicker and a faster way of doing it, instead of going into the complexities of Kubernetes cluster. Although Kubernetes cluster will be used for microservices applications, but if your application is not of that high scale, then anytime you can go and use this app runner service. It is amazing. So now let's see the status of our application. See, it has created the service, and uh, it has successfully created this URL for us, okay, but we'll not be able to see it till now, till we deploy it, okay. So once we deploy our application, we have to again wait for a few more minutes, uh, and it will start the deployment, okay. So once it starts and it's successful, we'll be able to access this our application on this URL. We can also link custom domains to this application, as in if you have any GoDaddy related, I mean, if you have purchased any domain from any other service, then you can link that domain here, okay. See, if it is non Amazon, if it is from Amazon, you can purchase it from AWS Route 53, and if it is non Amazon, then you can put whatever your domain is, and then you can link that domain, okay. That is also allowed here. So that is another advantage of this app runner. And let's check the logs. This, okay, it will display everything, like from health check to everything, deployment IDs, provisioning instances and images publicly accessible, okay, performing protocol TCP on 3000 port. It's still in progress, okay. So meanwhile, we'll check the observability part. So here we have to enable the tracing. If we want to have our observability part for our application, we have to enable this. So we'll be able to check the logs and trace IDs. And here in the configuration, you can see all the service settings, the scaling, auto scaling settings, minimum maximum revisions, the concurrencies, health checks, securities and networkings, you can set up here basically. So for now we have kept the observability off, but anytime you can go and enable it. The maximum virtual CPU and memory that is allocated here is 1 vCPU and 2 GB, okay. And the runtime environment variables, we haven't configured any for now. If we are configuring on dev environment, staging, production or UAT, we can configure our the environments here as per the environments. um, okay. And these are the metrics. So service metrics also, we can see what are the the HTTPs or the requests coming in and out, the number of requests, count of the request, concurrency, memory utilization, and all those things, okay. Service operations. So it's still in progress. It will take some time, okay. Meanwhile, we'll see what we have done today, okay. So we have completely taken a look at complete DevSecOps CI/CD pipeline using GitHub Actions, ECR, and AWS App Runner deployments, and the various stages in the CI/CD pipeline for security testing, and hence we add DevSecOps in the workflow using the dependency check and the SEMgrep for static code analysis, NPM audits. Uh, Also, we have added Git leaks for checking the secrets if we are committing something in the GitHub. So that is how secured our CI/CD is, by using all these things and these stages. Okay, you can also implement this project if you want. You can fork my repository and you can try to build your own Node.js application and host it on this app runner. Let's check the status of this. So here, it's still in progress. Once it gets deployed, we can see that our application will be accessible on this URL. If you can, right now it will not be visible, okay. So in the repository, we can see that we have this latest tag of our image, okay. This is the latest tag. This is the DJS SHA 256 and the ID. Okay. So now our application is deployed. Create service and start deployment has been succeeded. So let's check the URL and see if our application is deployed or not. Yay! So see, now your application, we can access our application at this URL that we have just provided in the US East one and AWS App Runner. Okay. So this is the entire DevSecOps CI/CD Node.js that was built, and some grep using SAST, static code analysis for NPM audit, Git leaks, and AWS Cloud. So let's check. So see, we'll see if it is happening. I mean, continuous integration and continuous deployment is happening or not. So let's do a test trigger. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we are going to change what it's showing right now. It's showing this, right? 1 minute. Okay. So here you can see this, but now I'll go and change something. Let's go and change in the index. Um, okay. Version 5, complete pipeline version 5. Okay. Now let's see for today's 3rd Jan, right? 2026. Now we are changing this file, saving it. Okay. Let's check the status. Okay, we have modified this file. Let's add that file and commit. Final commit for this video. Okay, so now we'll push this code to our feature branch. This code is pushed. Let's create a pull request to the main branch. Let's get on to the GitHub. Okay, I'm creating a pull request. From my feature branch to the main branch. This was the feature branch on which I committed. Okay, so this is the change that I made. I added DevSecOps and version 5, 3rd Jan. Okay, 2026. So we'll create a pull request. There are some industry standards that we have to follow, but if it's possible, you have to write down the Jira ID that is assigned to you. Okay, let's create a pull request. For now, I haven't made any reviews compulsory as I'm doing it alone. So if there are, if in your team you have to configure, set reviews, seek reviews from your seniors, and the persons who are aware of this, and then take their reviews and make the changes as per that, and then only commit your code. Okay. So this is going to just check for the commit. Okay, this is the first. For now, it is going to skip the build. So once you merge your code, then the image is going to get built. So this is my uh, pull request. Let me merge it. Merged it. Okay. Now go to the workflow actions. Wait for the image to get built and pushed. Now what we are doing is we are building a new image. Okay. With our changed code, and without having to do any manual intervention, we are doing continuous integration and continuous deployment on the app runner. So let's check if our motive was successful or not. I'm sure it is successful. Okay. Okay, so now it went to the second job of building the new image and pushing the new code. So that is how DevOps is helpful. It is very easy these days, like for microservices applications, to have change in a code and push it instantly and check it at the client level. You can get the instant changed code. There are few organizations in which there are a lot of policies and checks that happen, and then only you can push your code. So it takes months or weeks times for just a small amount of code to get pushed to the uh, main environment, production environment. But in few companies there are requirements in which you have to push your code or deliver the project in short timelines. So in such cases, you can easily build the CI/CD and push your code. So now we can see that our CI/CD is successful. Let's check if the app runner has picked up the new code. We'll have to wait for some time for it to pick up the new image. We'll refresh and see. Okay, it's still in progress. Let's wait for few minutes and just check the new image of our application. Okay, so let's check the status. Now it has deployed. It seems the new version of the code is available now. Let's check on this URL. And here it is. You see, we changed this DevSecOps 5.0 complete pipeline version 3rd Jan 2026. Okay, so now our new code is instantly available by using the continuous integration and continuous deployments. So that is the complete DevSecOps project that we did today. Okay. So similarly, you can also execute this project. If you have any questions, you can put it in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.